Hi everyone, I am here with a true story. This one is called Finding Rest by Adam Neal. It was 1962 when the doctor looked at me and said, "My prescription for you is this: get rest and change of pace." I was a 31-year-old sales manager for a company with high expectations and quotas to meet. Despite working day and night, I wasn't producing enough. My boss would tell me, "Thanks at least for the try." My anxiety and exhaustion grew and grew until it became more than I could handle. I knew the doctor was right. I desperately needed rest. But how could I rest with a wife and 2 small children to support? Slowing down to take a breather didn't seem financially possible. So I worked harder, becoming more exhausted, full of fear, and eventually distrustful of everyone, including my wife. Finally, I became too weak to work. I was admitted to the hospital after having a complete nervous breakdown. For 6 weeks, I stayed in the hospital. During this time, I asked God for His healing touch. Those weeks became God's time to speak to my heart and give me assurance of His peace and love, which allowed my fears to eventually dissipate. I drenched myself in the scriptures, especially in the book of Psalms. That's a good one. The book of Psalms. A lot of beautiful, beautiful reading in Psalms. If that's what you're looking for, beautiful, beautiful words to sink into your soul, go to the book of Psalms. And it's a big book, so that it'll give you a lot of reading time. Days. I committed myself anew to God, to getting well, and to learning to trust people again. Meanwhile, my wife Amy started working to provide for our family's financial needs. The doctor warned her that I might never work again. She was devastated, but knew nevertheless that she was to trust and lean on the Lord for His peace, comfort, and support. By the end of the 6 weeks, my health and outlook on life had been restored so much that the doctors released me early and I was allowed to stop taking medication. While the doctors may have expected me to relapse, I felt in my heart that God really had healed me. A week later, I was discharged. Amy and I left for California to go to a Christian counseling center. The counseling sessions gave us hope and encouragement that with God's help, we could get back to normal and have a fresh start. Sometime later, I felt well enough to apply for jobs. During the application process, I was often asked, "Have you been hospitalized for mental issues?" My answer had to be yes. I had to rise above the stigma of suffering a nervous breakdown. It wasn't easy, but with God's help, within 5 years, I became successful in my line of work. Throughout the following years, I even received awards for cell achievements. But the greatest miracle of all is that God delivered me from all my fears. As the psalmist David put it, Psalm 34:4, "This truly was a miracle of healing. I am forever grateful to the Lord for His healing touch. I sought the Lord, and He heard me and delivered me from all my fears." Psalm 34:4. Good night, guys.